Welcome, everybody. It is Monday, the 19th of June, 2023. I have got with me Housing Stig, real name Alex Groundwater, very old friend of mine. This video is especially for more recent new followers. A lot of my long-standing followers will already know what we're going to talk about, but I am going to be revealing some new data that's just today hot off the press from BestAgent, which is we're going to compare and contrast Rightmove's asking price house price index with the BestAgent one, which is still very much in beta, still very far from perfect, but at least it is for the whole market, not just new stuff. And I think you're going to be a little bit shocked when you see the differences. So let's just start by going through Rightmove's headline figures from their June 2023 house price index. Where have we got it? Here we are. So, no, that's not what I want to do. So month on month, they're saying 0%, but actually £82 falls. You can just see there. So that's an actual fall, although I'm not sure about their maths. We'll discuss that in a second with Alex. Annual price growth, and then the buyer demand figure, which is randomly compared with 2006 to 2019. If you only take one thing away from this video, if you only take one piece of information away from this video about the Rightmove House Price Index, it's this. According to the methodology page on the Rightmove's own website, this is only the average of asking prices of new to the market properties. It doesn't include any price reductions, and more on that in a minute because that's a really big deal. It doesn't include the whole of the market. It is just brand new, first time to market properties in the last month. Okay, whatever their actual measurement period is, I don't know. They don't specify because we haven't finished June and they're saying it's their June figures. Go figure. So that's what they're saying. There's an £82 drop in the new properties that came to market in June compared to the ones coming to market in May. Okay, which is a very small amount, but it's significant in that it's the first time there's been a June asking price drop on Rightmove since 2017. It's quite a long time, 6 years. But more importantly, actually, if we go zoom back into that, I've highlighted that section where they are forecasting house price falls.
Yeah, 2%
2% annual drop in new seller average asking prices by the end of 2023. So they're saying in December 2023, they think that the new asking prices in December 23 will be 2% lower than 2022. I think that's going to age. That prediction is going to age like a fine turd, isn't it?
It's just like the last one. They just missed the zero, and even then they're wrong.
You're very quiet, Alex. So can you get a bit close to the microphone? Yeah, they've missed the zero. Now, let's compare and contrast Rightmove's asking price figures of basically flat from May to June with what I've got on BestAgent. Now, I want to be really clear with you here. This is all properties that, so BestAgent, by the way, again, for my new followers, BestAgent is my day job. The BestAgent home or property site is national. It's England and Wales at the moment. It is all publicly available homes for sale and to rent on one website. I won't go into the differences now, but we've got the data of all publicly available homes for sale and to let in England and Wales. And we are analysing the totals because astonishingly, if I am correct, and my understanding is correct, neither Rightmove nor Zoopla reports on average asking prices of the whole market, taking into account price reductions. I do believe that is the case.
Yeah.
So that means that BestAgent is the first that I'm aware of where we are going to be publishing on. So these are figures for England, just England, not the whole of the UK, just England. It includes London. These are all asking prices, be very, very clear. Asking prices, not sold, not actual, not agreed, asking prices. But we've separated them out between unsold properties, so properties still showing as for sale, and sold properties or sale agreed properties where they're showing as sold or STC or under offer. Because there's a very big difference, and I think it tells a very big story. I would also like to point out that although this data is correct as of 6:30 this morning, the percentage drops that you're seeing there are for roughly the last 90 days, the last quarter, and the total homes figures are accurate now. But the reason for that massive drop, which is not what's happened, was to do with a purge of out-of-date data that we had in there that we have now completed and finished. So what I want to be really clear with you here is that this figure here, 269,950, is, I think, the most important and relevant figure for people wanting to know what's happening in the housing market in the whole of England. Okay, there's also, I put a link to this below. You can go look at it yourselves, and there's also a page for Wales separately for those of you who want to know about Wales. But as you can see, the bottom right hand corner, I've got average price. Let me just get that nice and big, right? Average price of sold properties, and then in the middle, the median price of sold properties. Okay. Now, this is the average asking price, this bottom right-hand corner figure, the average asking price of properties showing as sold. Now, the median, which is a different calculation of the average, I think is much closer to the real one. And in fact, it is much closer to the land registry's average sold price, although that's a few months in arrears. But in other way, those have both dropped significantly in the last 90 days, okay? So this is just purely all the properties we can find on the market for sale, averaging their price and medianing their price, if there's such a word. And over the last approximately 90 days, 5.3% drop on the median price of selling properties, median asking price, and almost an 8% drop on the average asking price of selling properties. Now let's go up to the unsold stuff. Now, this is going to be slightly, these very, very large negative figures, right, just there, that minus 17.9% on the unsold average asking price. That is going to be exaggerated by the fact that we had to strip out a lot of out-of-date data, okay? So that's making that. I am not suggesting that average asking prices have fallen 18% in the last 3 months. I am not suggesting that. I want to be very, very clear about that. Okay, but they have fallen significantly. The median price is going to be closer to it as well. So these are the asking price drops. Sorry, these are the median asking price of unsold stuff, 300 grand, and 405 grand average asking price of unsold stuff. Okay, so now guys, this is not accurate data. Okay, this is not accurate data. I'm not pretending it's accurate for 1 minute, because we are still refining and cleaning the data set and making sure it's just for homes, not for other kinds of properties that are advertised. And we're very, very far from it being accurate. But as flawed and imperfect as it is the only representation that I'm aware of available to the public of the overall market average and median asking prices of unsold and sold homes. Alex, would you agree? Do you know of any other indices that show the whole of market averages? So this is the point. These include price reductions.
Yes. And no, there is no other index that does that, as you pointed out. And again, to be clear, Rightmove, Zoopla, they're only showing the new properties to market. So you miss all of those price reductions that happen a month, 2 months in, as people realize that they were a little ambitious with their original pricing.
I need to be clear. Zoopla is not an asking price index. I've been in touch with Richard Donald. We've been tweeting and we're supposed to be talking about it because I really want to understand what it is. It is a blend of stuff.
Okay.
Which I don't yet have the full information on, but he tweeted me to say Zoopla's is not an asking price index.
Okay, then certainly Rightmove is.
Yeah, certainly, yeah, exactly. Certainly it is. And this is going to get more and more refined, more and more accurate. It's a very large data set. It's moving all the time, so it is a lot of work to get this right and to get it being done, sort of perpetually as it changes. But when you compare that with the other figures, you see why there's such a wild difference. I mean, look at the difference between the unsold stuff and the sold stuff. So there's a 40 grand difference between unsold median and sold median prices.
30.
Sorry, yes. 30. 30 grand difference, 30,000 and 50 pounds. Yes. So that's a 10% difference. And again, 10% difference, I think, is a much closer thing to reality for the main market, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is why, and in America, America's biggest property site, Zillow, reports its house price index using median figures. For this reason, it's just more useful and more helpful. The average is just much, much less real life, isn't it?
Again, depending on where you live, and that's the problem. Is it's very spiky and it's very skewed because of multi-million-pound properties in areas like London.
Yeah,
the median price is useful when you're looking across the whole country, or indeed when you're looking at a whole area. So if you were to look at, I don't know, Devon, for instance, the median price is much more useful than the average price.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as time goes on, these median prices will be shown to be far more representative of what the mainstream housing market is doing. In time, we'll be able to break it down more into regions and counties and stuff like that. But I want to make sure that the baseline is really, really rock solid and stable first. Wow. But, you know, just compare that with Rightmove saying, oh, yeah, month on month, it's flat. And we might see some, there are sharp falls already happening at the coalface that Rightmove, this is the key. Rightmove could share that information with us if it chose to.
Yeah.
It is choosing not to share average asking price movements, including price reductions. Okay. So please, everyone, understand Rightmove's house price index ignores, first of all, its asking prices, which are frankly irrelevant unless stuff sells, which is why we separated out sold from unsold. And secondly, it ignores price reductions.
Right. I mean, Charlie, that's why you shouldn't. I don't think people should even really look at Rightmove as a price index. No. Rightmove is an advertising stroke marketing gimmick. Yeah. Just as if you wore Lynx or Axe deodorant, angels did not fall from heaven in wingsuits and bikinis.
Yes.
You know, what they put up as pricing here is not realistic. And they do that on purpose. They cut out the reductions so that the prices look as if they're remaining high. I think BestAgent will be the only one that has a realistic pricing.
And I'm just looking here at their claim on the top of the house price, the largest monthly sample of residential property prices. That's not true.
Well, it probably is currently.
Well,
you know,
BestAgent is bigger.
Oh yes, but you haven't published yours as a running. You know, you're not standing by it as statistically accurate yet.
No. Well, neither are they. But this is the thing. No one's ever questioned them.
No.
And if there are any journalists watching this, any newspaper journalists watching this, who have direct contact with the guys at Rightmove, which I do, but they don't want to talk to me about it, unsurprisingly, please ask them for their methodology, because they haven't updated it since 2011. What is their methodology? What exactly is this measuring? What does it include? What does it exclude? How big is their sample size? How many properties are involved in that? I think it's very, very important because it gets so much media coverage every month. I mean, this is just basically astonishing PR for Rightmove every month.
Yes.
And we've just got to make sure that everyone understands that it should be disregarded because it's guff.
Correct.
I mean, I'm not saying that the numbers, if you take the average asking prices only of new properties listed in the last month, yeah, those are the prices, but they are meaningless.
No, because all they show is the seller optimism, or at least the seller wish or hope that their house is worth whatever they put it up for.
And this, I'm going to wrap this up soon, but this is why I say to everybody that not only should you ignore asking prices in house price indices, and you know, the same with BestAgent, just you could ignore it slightly less than the others because we're trying to actually show you what's happening with the whole market. But with an individual property, people say, what percentage should I take off? It's not about, the asking price is a conversation starter. That's the asking price of a property is a conversation starter. And if it's on with a silly agent, it'll be ridiculously high. And if it's on with a really sensible quality agent, it'll actually be too low. And they'll get people competing and bidding over that. Even in this falling market, they will get, on a quality property priced correctly, buyers competing and bidding over asking price. So asking price is not a reliable metric of any kind at a national level or at an individual property level. Go and view a property that you think you're interested in. Formulate your own personal offer on that property, what it's worth to you, maximum comfortable. Sleep on it, make the offer by email the next day. Any quick questions related to this, guys? Anyone got any questions related to this?
There is one I'd like to answer for Craig, not related to this, once you've taken these ones.
Okay. Yeah, we've got interest rates coming up on Thursday, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more stuff to talk about, guys. Obviously, there's masses of stuff to talk about with mortgages, interest rates, gilt yields, inflation, and the whole market meltdown. But that's probably going to be. I haven't yet told Alex this. I'm planning to do a live stream this evening, an 8 p.m. live stream, when we will go into what's currently happening in more detail. And I'm hoping Alex is going to join me, but I don't even know if he's free.
Cheeky bastard. Craig, just a quick answer to your question. Bank of England did indeed do a stress test in 2022 last year, but be very careful. It's not mortgage rates hitting 6% that caused the problem. It's the Bank of England rate hitting 6% was what their stress test went to. That said, when we have mortgage rates of 6%, that also causes an issue in terms of not allowing house prices to rise, and indeed meaning that they will naturally fall. But that's by the by.
Okay. Now, listen, hi everyone. James Khan, Dan, Amir, everybody, Craig, yeah, Lugo, Cerberus, the Defender. Hi guys, Zach Bayer, RPX 1979. That's new. Some new faces there. So, Alex, are you going to be here this evening for this evening's live stream? Everyone wants to know.
Yes, yeah, go on then.
Fantastic.
Although you're going to make me talk about inflation only 2 days before we actually get the inflation numbers. So yes, again, I'm going to have to do some crystal ball gazing.
No, I'm not actually. I don't think that's what we should be talking about. I'm going to publish it shortly. And after I'm going to end this live stream. We'll talk about it. And for everyone watching, 8 p.m. live stream tonight to talk about the housing market as a whole. This video was just about Rightmove's guff. So
there's a lot of guff.
There's a lot of guff from Rightmove. And I think the Rightmove House Price Index is actually the single biggest contributing factor to overvaluing. I said it. That's what I think. Talk about it later. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. See you on the next one. And Alex will be there too. 8 o'clock this evening. See you then.